How's it going, everyone? I'm Sir James coming at you guys with another saber review. This time we have the Mara Jade Lightsaber. The first time I've actually taken a look at this particular lightsaber here on the channel, so some pretty exciting stuff for sure. Now, of course, that this video was made possible thanks to the folks over at NSabers. So as always, if you are interested in this lightsaber or just anything NSabers offers on their website, from lightsabers to accessories, you can go ahead and use my affiliation link and discount code located in the video description down below. Pretty straightforward. Anytime that you use my discount code, not only do you save some money, but I also make some money. So it's basically a win-win situation for the both of us. And let's go ahead and get straight into it. Now, of course, that this lightsaber is made by TXQ, and this is the Profi version that I'm reviewing in, well, today's review. So let's go ahead and take a closer look of this hilt. Now, do keep in mind that this is a pretty shiny finish to it, so my camera might go in and out as far as focusing. Just be a little bit aware of that. Starting up with the upper emitter, this will be using a 1-inch blade. One of the other things I tend to notice, unlike other lightsabers that I reviewed here on the channel, this one doesn't have a lot of those retention screws. Instead, it's got this one default one right here that was already out of the package that you're going to go ahead and use to tighten your blade. Little jubilees and random bits here on the top. The emitter on this one is a bit of a weird design in my opinion. Not my personal favorite, but it's just kind of me. Of course, here is the control box. The control box is, well, going to how you activate the saber. Because it's Profi, this is a 2-button setup, so you have your upper button here and a lower button located right here as well. Nothing on the handle section, just a nice area to grip onto. But I am a big fan of this bottom section, and I really like this design. Now, I don't know if this is intended to be a CoverTech wheel or not. I'm sure someone may correct me on that. Now, if you wish to get access to the internals to charge or access to the Profi board, you're just going to unscrew this bottom section like so. And slide out the chassis. Oh, and there you go. You do have a nice battery pull tab, an on and off kill switch here located on the top, a USB-C charging port, speaker, of course, on the bottom, pins on top, don't touch the pins. And we have our Profi board on the other side. Pretty straightforward. As far as the chassis, this is only going to fit in one way. So look to see how the pins are set up. As you can see, there's an array of pins towards the bottom and a thin strip towards the top. And if we look on the inside as well, we can see that same setup on the intersection. And bring the pieces together. Again, it's only going to line up one way. And go ahead and make sure everything's all good to go. And you're ready.
You are fighting against the blade.
Well, not yet. We haven't yet to use the blade. So, before we get into it, I do want to do a little test here for you guys, because some people might be concerned about the control box, whether or not if it's going to be very sharp. The good news is the control box is nicely sanded down on all sides, so there's no sharp edges. And just to kind of prove that, I'm just going to drag this along my arm here. And as you can see, I'm not gushing out blood or bleeding or anything crazy like that. So nothing really indicating on this hilt is going to be sharp or anything that you have to be worried about. I mean, in reality, if we're going to be straightforward and honest about this, these are only going to hurt if you're like literally jabbing it down. But just for like if you're doing spins and stuff like that and accidentally like scrapes across your skin, it's not going to cause any damage. Simple as that. So let me go ahead and bring a blade forward. Now, I will be honest, I don't know too much about the character in general. Because, well, in reality, I've never said, I've never claimed to be the biggest fan of Star Wars. I love Star Wars, don't get me wrong, but I don't know everything about Star Wars, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of information that I don't even know. As far as this character, the only information that I did know prior to some information that I looked up prior to this video was I think a book or comic book somewhere along the lines there, and her lightsaber was purple. That's all I knew about this particular character. I did look up some information on Wikipedia. Wikipedia. Feel free to correct me if any of this information is wrong. But the brief information that I got was she was an assassin and servant for Darth Sidious. He tasked her to kill Luke Skywalker, but she basically went against his wishes, went rogue, eventually became a smuggler, eventually was doing some tasks with Luke or something like that, and eventually down the road became married to Luke. But again, if that information is not correct, let me know, or what's the best source material to get more information on this character, or recommendations, of course. So we have the blade secured. Like I said, it's only going to have the one retention screw there. And of course, you will be using a little bit of a larger hex tool here. Nothing too crazy, but everything is supplied in the package along with, of course, blade and all that fun stuff. All right, now that we got a blade secured, let's go ahead and turn off this main lights and fire this up. Now, anything that I'm showcasing in today's review is by default with what comes with the lightsaber. So any of the saber fonts that I'm showcasing, gesture controls and whatnot, is all pre-included. Gesture controls are basically the simple things like twist on and twist off, meaning that I didn't even have to push the button, but it does have a glow effect as well. There is a red and blue little icon there that light up when the saber is activated. And of course, in order to change saber font, or not saber font, but saber colors, you're going to go ahead and press down on the control panel first and then up. Depending on the saber font in question, it might have a sound effect to indicate that, or just whatever sound it may have at random. And in this case, once you are in that mode, you're just going to twist until you find a color that you like. I do like this one. And then you press the upper button to lock that in place, and then you are ready to go. As you can see, we have a nice purple blade here to go with the character in question. Pressing the secondary button, of course, will just do the whole blaster effect. And then holding down the button as you clash. Let's see. Maybe it was the upper button. There you go. I had that backwards. Pressing the upper button as you clash will do the whole lockup effect with the blade, and just pushing the button will deactivate, just like that. There's Anakin. As far as the lightsaber goes, in terms of how it feels good in the hand. At first I thought it was going to be a little bit more on the bigger side and hard to handle, but honestly, no, not really. Plenty of room to either one-hand it, or of course, two-hand as well. And of course, hitting ceilings. Okay, I just noticed I got some marks on the ceiling where every time I hit it with the lightsaber. That's fun. One of these days it's gonna like break. That should be for some good entertainment right there.
General Kenobi.
Like I said, there's the light up effect.
Kenobi. Kenobi.
Audio is nice, loud, and crisp. Now, there is a little bit of a way to... I don't know if this is really going to do much of anything, but this little bottom section right here, this little ring, can actually be adjusted. So I'm just going to go ahead and not screw this all the way, or just higher, and see if it actually makes any audio difference. I don't know if it will or not. Now, having that loose may eventually come off and might be a bad idea, so I'm just going to go ahead and tighten this back up, see if there's any like subtle differences in sound. Yeah, there's a little bit. It seems like opened up a little bit. You get a little bit more bassy, but as you close it up, a little bit more contained and proper. So it seems like you at least have some options there.
I can see him in my mind's eye.
Some classic there. Let's see here.
Stretch out with your feelings.
Nope. I'm always doing it wrong. So here you go. Nope. Okay, it's kind of hard to activate the quote. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. But if you did want to activate the music track, you simply hold down the activation and then let go. So I'm just going to quickly deactivate that because music copyright, obviously.
Tell me, is this training?
My training? Angel and dark Sith red. I have something to say. It's better to burn out than to fade away.
That one's like a really long one. Of course, this one's my personal favorite when it comes to the default saber fonts, just because this is pod racing. Never gets old. And this one's got like a little fun effect. It's always fun to have something random. We're gonna do one more. This one right here. I like that sound. Such a fun sound bit. I always like watching like behind the scenes and like when certain sounds are made. It's like, how do they do that? And then you kind of learn what went into it. It's always fun, little bits like that. In fact, you know, a little question for you is, what is your favorite sound in Star Wars, just in general? Doesn't matter which movie or TV show or animated series, just in general, do you have like a favorite sound in the history of Star Wars? And if so, what is it? Let me know in the comments down below. But overall, as far as the Mara Jade Lightsaber, again, it's a pretty nice lightsaber. Easy to control and handle, whether it's one-handed or two-handed. Didn't have any issues whatsoever handling the hilts. In terms of the overall design, the design is okay. Like I said, I what's the word I'm looking for? There's certain designs that I like, certain designs that are okay or whatever, but I mostly like this bottom section right here. I like this whole, pommel area. That's probably my favorite bit as far as the design of this. The upper area, it's okay. Not my cup of tea, but obviously this is based on a particular character's hilts, so I can't really complain too much. But what do you guys think of this one? Let me know in the comment section down below. And until then, I hope you guys look forward to the next video, and I hope you also like the updated background here. It's not a huge change, but these shelves are a lot better because I could express more of me and my hobbies. Obviously, you guys know the Star Wars aspect, but we got card games, Lord of the Rings, Magic, Gundam. tabletop games, board games, and things like that. Just be able to share more, and that way you can kind of learn a little bit more about me as well along the way. Till then, I hope you guys look forward to my next video, and always remember, may the Force be with you.